For nearly 7 decades, the world has known Audrey Hepburn through flawless photographs, images of elegance, grace, and perfection. But behind that timeless beauty was a story few ever knew. Hidden away were photographs too personal, too painful for the public eye. Fragments of a fragile soul that carried more sorrow than her radiant smile ever revealed. Her childhood was marked by abandonment and war. When Audrey was just 6, her father walked away without a word, leaving her and her mother in a Europe crumbling under Nazi occupation. In those dark years, she clung to ballet as her only escape, hiding tiny scraps of paper, messages for the resistance, beneath the worn soles of her dance shoes. The risk was death, yet she danced on, her small feet carrying hope across enemy lines. Hunger became her companion, fear her shadow. By the winter of 1944, she was a ghost of herself, frail and hollow from starvation. She survived on tulip bulbs and starch water, her body wasting away until liberation finally came. When the war ended, Audrey looked at the sky and whispered, "So, I'm still here." That survival would shape every breath she took thereafter. As fame embraced her, the scars of the past never left. She hid them beneath smiles, diamonds, and black gowns. Yet tragedy found her again. As a young mother, she lived through terror when kidnappers tried to take her son in Rome. A nightmare that made her retreat from the public eye and from Hollywood itself. And though the world adored her, love was not kind. Her marriage to Italian psychiatrist Andrea Dotti, once seen as a fairy tale, fell apart amid rumors of his endless affairs. Audrey endured it all with silence, not out of weakness, but grace. Her quiet dignity became her shield. Behind that serenity, though, were memories of a forbidden affair with actor William Holden. A love story born on the set of Sabrina and doomed by a secret he could never share. When she learned he couldn't give her the family she dreamed of, she walked away, whispering, "I need things you can't give." Years later, Holden would say, "I once had that angel, but I didn't know how to keep her." Even her professional triumphs carried heartbreak. During the filming of The Unforgiven, a violent fall from a horse nearly ended her life and caused a miscarriage that haunted her forever. Her pain was deep, but she refused bitterness. "What did I do wrong?" she whispered from her hospital bed. Yet Audrey never stopped creating light from darkness. She fought for beauty, insisting on simplicity and truth. Like the iconic black dress in Breakfast at Tiffany's that the studio once rejected for being too plain. Audrey knew better. That dress wasn't about glamour, it was about purity, the quiet power of grace. It became immortal, just like her. Years later, she finally found the courage to face her greatest ghost, her father. After decades of silence, she tracked him down in Ireland. When they met, he offered no embrace, no apology. Audrey simply said, "I forgive you." That single act freed her from a lifetime of pain. And as she aged, she turned her fame into service, traveling to the world's forgotten corners. In Somalia, she sat on the ground cradling the hand of a starving child. Her eyes filled not with pity, but empathy. The same empathy born in the hunger of her youth. She risked her life to help others, saying, "If they cannot go, I will go for them." That photograph, her frail figure surrounded by suffering, became her most powerful performance. Not scripted, not staged, but profoundly human. When illness came, it did so quietly. In 1992, she learned she had colon cancer. She chose peace over pain, returning to her home in Switzerland, where fields of tulips reminded her of childhood resilience. Each morning, she sat by her window, the light touching her face like a final curtain call. On January 20th, 1993, Audrey Hepburn passed away in her sleep. The room was still, her face calm, a faint smile resting on her lips, as if she had finally found the peace she'd spent a lifetime searching for. She was 63. In the end, Audrey Hepburn wasn't just a movie star. She was proof that beauty can coexist with suffering, that elegance can rise from ashes. Hollywood painted her as perfection, but behind that illusion lived a woman who knew hunger, heartbreak, loss, and forgiveness. Her smile wasn't a mask, it was survival. And though the lights of Hollywood fade, the truth of Audrey's soul endures. That grace is not found in what we show the world, but in what we overcome when no one is watching.